Looks like you and I have finally traded places, huh, sport? Yes, indeed. The circle of life.
The circle jerk of life.
I ask, where are the woman and child? No! It's your choice when the pain stops.
Why are you doing this? It's over.
Shortly it will be, yeah.
Ooh, nice body. Woo! So tell me, what do you do with a body like that?
I just won the Teenage Natural Ironman.
Oh, congratulations. Really nice. Too bad you're underage.
David Hogg is now a well-known name in the fight for common sense gun reform in this country. He's been outspoken about the need for change since the mass shooting at his high school in Parkland, Florida, back in February of 2018. And now, as a recent Harvard graduate, he's now in Washington, spearheading the March for Our Lives efforts leading up to the 2024 election. And now he's stepping up his efforts to mobilize young voters with a new PAC he's just launched called Leaders We Deserve.
A hero. Not the hero we deserved, but the hero we needed.
The goal is to elect more young people to state legislatures and to Congress.
Our generation refuses to back down. In 2018, we shattered youth voter turnout records. In 2020, we helped power President Biden to victory, and in 2022, we were critical in holding off a Republican-led wave. Now, we're not just voting, we're running for office, and we're winning.
I recently met up with David here in Washington to talk about his next chapter and to visit the exact spot he was when he launched into the national spotlight more than 5 years ago. Hi, David.
Hey.
Great to see you.
So
Thanks
nice
for
to see
spending
you.
some time with me this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Let's have a seat.
Yeah, of course.
You just graduated, which obviously has led you here, so
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, at your graduation, you tweeted out a video thanking Laura Ingraham and Marjorie Taylor Greene and the haters, I guess I can characterize. I loved that because I think fighting back at people who are attacking you is so important.
Right.
But why did you do that, and was the reaction what you thought it would be?
Oh, the reaction was just what I thought it was going to be. I think the reason why I did that is because I wanted to show other young people that, you don't have to cower to bullies.
I don't like bullies. I don't care where they're from.
We can do the work and keep getting educated, and you don't need to listen to the haters.
There are things about your background that surprised me as I learned about it, including the fact that you joined a shooting club. Is this correct?
I did.
In college?
I did.
Why did you do that? And does that surprise people like me when they learn it? I'm sure it does.
Well, I mean, I think this is really my first time talking in any formal context about why I did that. It was after one of the many shootings that had happened this year that I was thinking to myself, I could not sleep that night. And I was thinking, what is the last thing, like, what have I not done? We've talked to counter-protesters. We've talked to people who support us. We've rallied support. We've turned out voters. And ultimately what I realized is the only thing that I haven't done is I haven't gone directly to a lot of the people who do disagree with me, right, and meet them where they're at.
Canada is a nation of hunters, millions of guns, and yet they had just a few murders last year. Why is it that they've got all these guns laying around, yet they don't kill each other? We have the highest murder rate with guns, and it's way higher than any other country.
The only answer I can give you is the one I already gave you, which is that we have a history of violence.
Surely that's not for everybody in the gun violence prevention movement by any means, but I grew up around guns because my dad was an FBI agent.
My father worked for the CIA. He was a linguist.
I am an FBI agent! I know, man. Isn't it wild?
Because my dad was an FBI agent.
My first time shooting guns was when I was in 4th grade. And I
Or
thought,
are you going to endorse Joe Biden, for example?
Yes, of course. That goes without saying, honestly, because he's been such a champion of gun violence prevention, even before it was popular with a lot of the work that he did around the assault weapons ban and other things like that.
If a ban goes into effect on certain kinds of weapons and high-capacity magazines.
And what's your name?
Kate.
Kate, if you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun. Have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun.
trigger.
You don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim, it's harder to use. And in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself. Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun.
Now, you're pretty well known for something that launched not too far from here.
Right.
Should we go check it out?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let's walk over there. Here we are at basically the scene of where the main stage was.
Right.
And for the march now 5 years ago,
Right.
back in 2018, following the mass shooting at your high school in Parkland, Florida. How does it feel to be back here? And what does it make you think of when you reflect on that day?
It makes me think of how we had the largest youth voter protest since Vietnam, and the hope, right?
Come on, man. Come up here, man.
When you were a young person, when I was speaking there, I couldn't see it at the time because I was a young person, obviously.
You're still a young person,
Right.
but yes.
But as I've gotten older, I start to understand why it meant so much to people, what we were doing, because it gave them hope.
Yeah. Feels like hope.
Because we were young people that had gone through so much, but we were standing up for something. Unlike a lot of the people in the building behind us.
Get your hands off my Jordans.
Build Back Better agenda that most people in this country, COVID and addressing COVID, that includes getting more people who are unvaccinated vaccinated and putting in place more protections in the form of boosters to make sure people have an even greater level of protection. We're working to take, I should say, from the federal government. We've increased disinformation research and tracking within the Surgeon General's office. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
It's knowing that the movement is not all on any one person.
David, thank you for spending the time with me this afternoon. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Luckily, we didn't get too sweaty.
I know. Speak for yourself.
Anyway, you have an unusual name, Kobe. And I know what it means, but maybe a lot of people don't.
Yeah, it means tender meat.
Tender meat. Tender young meat?
God needs its true hero.
This time is different because we all see it a bit more clearly. Our enemy is not the left or right. Our common enemy is gun violence.
Die! Why won't you die?
Beneath this mask there is an idea, Mr. Creedy. And ideas are bulletproof.
Because I can respect those who don't agree with me all the time.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
What I can't accept, though, is the notion that there is nothing that we can do to stop gun violence and save our kids.
I am a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
We must act now!
Stopping us, a Democrat or Republican, stop these things now. Go David!
Merry Christmas and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
You can ask the Attorney General this because I got a call when he introduced the Patriot Act. He said, Joe, I'm introducing the act basically as you wrote it in 1994.
The children that are dying every day are not Democrats or Republicans. They are T-ball players and honor roll students. With bright futures and big dreams.
I started an OnlyFans.
I heard you made $1 million in a day.
Yeah.
What was the picture? Like, what was the content that made you $1 million in 24 hours?
I mean, most people, when they start an OnlyFans, they don't, like, show much out the gate, and I was just like...
What'd you show?
Like, I've showed my tits and stuff already.
Nips?
Yeah.
Wow.
I sent you a picture.
There any line you won't cross? I don't hurt children. I didn't stop you with Shazam.
I'm disappointed, and frankly, if I could say one thing to the president, it's that we need you to go out and act right now before the next Parkland happens, because there are things that you can do right now to help prevent it that you have not done. We need you to make good on your promises, because kids are dying.
I'm sorry, we're close. I said, coffee!
Guns just fucking great, Hammerson.